Hi students, welcome to VerandaRace, and in today's session we are going to discuss the editorial of February 3. Well, this session is very important because, just a moment, I'm sure I've started. Okay, this session is very important because we have taken a different approach to the editorial today. I have tried to incorporate the method of cloze test. So the entire passage will be given to you and there will be some words that have been removed from the passage. What we will do is, let us see. So today is the thorough discussion of the Hindu editorial, February 3rd discussion. So I want you all to participate in the discussion. I'm just waiting for you all. Okay, so let us have a look at today's editorial discussion. So what I have done is, I have taken a dose of realism from today's Hindu newspaper editorial and I have removed certain words, like 20 words I have removed from the entire editorial. Okay, so what we will do when we read the editorial, we will ensure that whatever words are removed, we will fit a word according to our own understanding. We will fit one word, means I'll take inputs from you also. What word should be fitted in that particular context? For example, the World Health Organization WHO Chief Dr. Tedros in a recent recent what? I need a word from your end. You need to give me a word. In a recent meeting kind of thing. Are you getting me? So in the first word I'll write as blank number 1, meeting. We will guess a word. And at the last of the session, first we'll understand the passage, guess the word over there, and at the last of the session we will check whether what we have written is correct or not. Clear? Yes, Amrita Rina, yes, one study. Okay, right. Let us have one as study. So Amrita says one as study. This is Amrita's answer. So the World Health Organization, we are starting this session, okay? Please gird up your loins and let us start the session. The World Health Organization Chief Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus in a recent dash. So I think Dr. Tedros cannot have a study. He can say in a recent meeting. You understand that, right? So Amrita has said study, which is a good attempt, I would say. So I will say it is a meeting, and you will say, sir, you have already read the passage, so you will always be close to the answer. Let it be study also, but I think it's a meeting. In a recent meeting, noted that 90 million cases of coronavirus have been dash since the Omicron variant was first 10 weeks ago. Okay, so this entire thing says that the WHO chief Dr. Tedros in a recent meeting, as per Amrita's study, noted that 90 million cases of coronavirus have been kind of found or registered. So you are getting my point, right? 90 million cases of coronavirus have been registered since the Omicron variant was first 10 weeks ago. So I think number 2 should be registered. Any more answers from your end? Number 2 answers Amrita, yes. Gathering. Okay, let us have Amrita's answer only today. So the second one is the first one is gathering, she says. Recent gathering. Good. Meeting, gathering are quite close. No problem in that. But second one I'll suggest as have been registered since the Omicron was recorded. Okay, Rina says 2 is recorded. Very good attempt. Recorded. Fine. What about 3? Since the Omicron variant was first 10 weeks ago. So let us have it as found. My attempt would be found. We'll check the answers at the last, what the author wanted to convey. Observed. Okay, Amrita, great. Identified. Very good. I hope you have not read the passage. Kirtana Rajashekaran. Well, so Kirtana's answer would be for third one you are saying, na? Identified. Very good. Identified. Fourth number, let us try the fourth one. We'll also understand the passage after that. So we have understood that the WHO chief Dr. Tedros in a recent meeting, gathering, whatever, noted that 90 million cases of coronavirus have been found, registered. Okay, 2 number you said, observed, recorded, very good, recorded. Since the Omicron variant was first identified, I said it's found, no problem, 10 weeks ago. Next, reported. Very good. Reported, somebody said. Reported. In number 2 you're saying, right? Okay, reported. First reported, third number. Okay, fine. So let us write as reported as well. We have less space, but we'll ensure that we write everybody's answers. Reported. Okay. His statement comes in the context of many countries. His statement comes in the context of, means related to many countries. Dash their respective movement measures among public fatigue. So the statement says, his statement comes in the context of many countries. Dash their restrictive movements measure amid public fatigue. So these countries have done something which is beyond, which is wrong. Either they have, many countries, in context of many countries, losing or relaxing their restrictive movement measures. So a better word for relaxing, many countries relaxing their restrictive movements. So 4 I would suggest is relaxing. In context of many countries relaxing their restrictive movements measures amid public fatigue. Any more answers? Okay. So we are saying that his statement comes in context of many countries who have relaxed their restrictive movement measures amid public fatigue. From WHO's perspective, the blanket lifting of restrictions. Okay. So perspective means point of view. Blanket lifting means removing every restriction at one go. Suppose you keep something on a blanket and you remove it. So it's a restriction, removal of restriction at one go. So from WHO's perspective, the blanket lifting of restrictions dash a problem, as most people appear to believe that Omicron is less threatening compared to previous variants. What is variant? Just kind of mutation. One thing has a various forms, is known as variants. So I would expect an answer from you all to the question, to option number 5. Well, from WHO's perspective, the blanket lifting of restrictions dash a problem, as most people appear to believe that Omicron is less threatening compared to previous variants, and that 2 shots of vaccine are an defense against the virus. So it means to say that from the point of view of the WHO, the blanket lifting of restrictions causes a problem. So 5 number is causes, I guess. So anybody's answer, I would expect somebody's answer. So I think causes is a good option for me. Causes a problem, as most people appear to believe that Omicron is less threatening compared to previous variants, and that 2 shots of vaccine are a sufficient defense against the virus, because what WHO says is blanket lifting of restrictions causes a problem because most people believe that Omicron is less threatening and that 2 shots are sufficient. I'm happy with 2 shots of vaccines. So 6 would be, in my opinion, it would be, but I need better answers. Brings results in. Please mark the question number, Amrita, as well. Mark the question numbers like 6.7.1, 2 this way. So Amrita Rina says brings results in. So which option will it? Brings in a problem, you're saying. 5 number, right? 5 or 6. Tell me the answers. So it is like, from WHO's perspective, blanket lifting of restriction brings in a problem, you're saying, right? Results in. Okay. So causes, results in. So Amrita's answer would be kept here. Results in. Okay. And 2 shot vaccine are sufficient. Generates a problem. Very good answer. Who has answered the generates? Nisha Nantini. Very good. Creates, generates. Generates is also a very good answer. Results in, generates. A brilliant answer. I said causes. You have given me a better answer. Although I have studied the passage before, you have given a better answer. Very good. Generates. Very good. Creates is also good. Restriction generates a problem. Wonderful answer. I said causes. That's fine. Then it's a problem, as most people appear to believe that Omicron is less threatening compared to previous variants, and that 2 shots of vaccine are sufficient. That is my answer. What's your answer? 6 number. I have given answer as sufficient. Sufficient defense against the virus. Okay, creates. Kirtana Rajeshekaran. Give me the answer to 6 number. Sufficient is my opinion. Okay. He underlined that a narrative means something which is used to describe a previous situation. Something that has happened earlier. You give a narrative means you describe that preventing transmission is no longer possible and no longer dash had taken hold, and this was problematic. So till now the passage says that WHO's perspective has, it's like restriction creates a problems creates a problem, generates a problem, or causes a problem. And people are of the belief that 2 shots are sufficient. He underlined that narrative that preventing transmission is no longer possible and no longer effective, important kind of word. So anyone answer for 7 number? 7 number answer I need. 7 number. We have 7 blanks. We will analyze the passage after we complete the entire passage. So 7 number, anyone answer? 6 effective is an effective defense. Okay, good one. So let me mark this as effective. Effective, okay. We will enough 6 enough is R an enough defense. No, enough is not correct, Athira, because I'll tell you, if defense is a enough defense is a noun. Yes, enough is good, not bad. Effective enough, good. Enough defense, fine. I'm ready. No, Athira, please come back, Athira. Enough is a good answer. I'm sorry. Is an effect defense, enough defense against the virus. Fine. Athira, please come back. I'm telling you, please come back. Okay. So we'll read the passage. The World Health Organization, WHO Chief Dr. Tedros, is in a recent meeting, gathering, whatever, noted that 90 million cases of coronavirus have been reported, registered, recorded. Fine. Since the Omicron variant was first identified, found, reported. Fine. 10 weeks ago, his statement comes in. Athira, please don't be angry. Please come back. Okay. So essential. Somebody says essential. Very good answer. Essential is a very good answer. So 7 is essential. Fine with that. Blanket lifting of less restriction results in, generates, creates a problem, as most people appear to believe that Omicron is less threatening compared to previous variants, and that 2 shots of vaccine are sufficient, enough, effective, and effective defense against the virus. He underlined that a narrative that preventing transmission is no longer possible and no longer, 7 number is what? Essential. I said it's important. Okay, let us assume that it's a correct answer. So let me tell you one thing, students. Let me tell you one thing. At last, we will match the answers which you have given and I have given, and let us see who wins the race. But your answers are very good. Trust me, I had only fewer possibilities of getting the answers, but you have given me a larger picture. You all are giving me a larger picture. Great. Okay. So let's move to the next part. This was false, he underscored. Underscored means underlined. At the briefing, as the virus continues to evolve and 4 of the 6 WHO regions globally are dash an increasing trend in deaths. Okay. So 4 out of 6 WHO regions globally are dash an increasing trend in deaths. So are watching, are experiencing. What do you think is the eighth option should be? This was false. I've also forgot some of the answers, so you can help me with 8 number. Anyone will try to help me with the 8 number, please? This was false, he underscored at the briefing, as the virus continues to evolve and 4 of the 6 WHO regions are globally experiencing. So my answer would be experiencing. What would be your answer? I'm just forgetting what the answer was, but still experiencing is my answer. What would be your answer, 8 number? There are 15 people I can see. Anyone? 8 number? There are experiencing an increasing trend in deaths. 8 number, anyone? Nisha, Nantini, Athira, you can come back, please. Okay. So, Britain, France, Ireland and the Netherlands and Finland are on the path of easing COVID-19 restrictions. We also need to understand the passage in the flow so that we can answer. Okay. So, in India too, with current dash, 8th number is, according to my opinion, would be like experiencing. Britain, France, Ireland, the Netherlands and Finland are on the path of easing COVID-19 vaccine restrictions. In India too, with current dash pointing to a fall in the daily caseload, several states have moved to ease movement restrictions. Okay, so 9 number says with current figures kind of thing. 8 is like recording. Amrita says recording, seeing. 8. Globally are, with regions are globally are recording and increasing trends. Very good answer, very good answer. So I think 8 is like recording. Fine. Fine. So are recording an increasing trend in deaths. Britain, France, Ireland, the Netherlands and Finland are on the path of easing COVID-19 restrictions. In India too, with current results figures. So I was saying 9 would be figures, current figures. Okay. The figures pointing to a fall in the daily caseload. Several states have moved to ease movement restrictions. WHO has also said that the newly emerged variant BA2 is as transmissible. Transmissible means which can be transferred. That is contagious. As transmissible as Omicron, and that all measures need to contain the original Omicron variant are dash to it too. So please understand this. Athira says reporting, very good. Globally are reporting and increasing, okay, increasing, fine, and increasing trend in deaths, reporting globally. Fine, let me note it down. So 9 according to my opinion would be with current figures. Anyone for 9? Impression, okay. So on the path of easing COVID in India too, with current impression pointing to a fall. Do you mean to say with current impression? With current figures, I guess, right? Okay, fine. Don't delete the answer, please. No one will delete the answer. Okay. So with current figures pointing to a fall in daily caseload, several states have moved to ease movement restrictions. WHO has also said that newly emerged variant BA2 is as transmissible as Omicron, and that all measures needed to contain the original Omicron variant are dash to it too. So dash to it, what does it mean over here? What does it mean to here? Impression, okay, Nishan Antani says. So WHO has also said that newly emerged variant 2 BA2 is as transmissible as Omicron, and all that measures needed to contain the original Omicron variant are applicable in BA2 as well. Applicable to. So I have got a word like applicable, 10. Let me go with this word. I don't have a better choice. So our 10 number, anyone? Impression. Okay, let it be with applicable. I'll go with applicable. Contain the original Omicron variant are applicable to it too. Applicable to BA2, I mean to say. Applicable to BA2 as well. Fine. So taken. Nishit Kumar says taken. Taken, which question, which question you are saying, Nishit? 10 number, right? Are taken to it too. Taken, let me see. Yes, it's a good one. Contain the original Omicron variant are taken to it too. Measures taken to it. Very good answer, Nishit. 100% I agree with you. So what we have understood is, we'll first put the words over here. Later on, we'll check the answer. So let us move ahead with question number 11. After facing dash, okay, let us not come to a conclusion now. Let us read the sentence first. After facing dash that it did not move soon enough in 2020 to alert the world of the magnitude of the calamity that it awaited. Okay, so calamity means a disaster. So after facing dash that it did not move soon enough in 2020 to alert the world of the magnitude, means somebody is there who is doing this, right? That did not move soon enough in 2020 to alert the world of the magnitude of the calamity that it awaited. WHO. So it talks about WHO, right? This statement talks about WHO. After facing dash that it did not alert the world of the calamity, WHO, which takes a global view of the crisis, cannot be faulted for dash concerns from the evidence available so far. Very good. So after facing, what should I say, condemnation, criticism, wonderful. So I'll mark 11 as criticism. Very good answer. Who has given a Vignesh? Very good, Vignesh. So 11 is criticism. I had thought of better word like scorn, SCORN. Scorn also means criticism. Scorn means, I had previously, see, I have read the passage, but when I approach the passage, when I removed the words, I tried it 2 or 3 times so that I could choose a better word for that or a closer word for that. So after facing criticism is a very good word, I trust me. I had chosen a word called scorn. Scorn means the same. So after facing scorn, that it means what? The WHO. It did not move soon enough in 2020 to alert the world of the magnitude of calamity. WHO which takes a global view of the crisis, cannot be faulted for dash concerns from the evidence available so far. So I would say 12 should be cannot be faulted for showing concerns from the evidence so far. What do you think? 12 number? Resulting. 12 is resulting. Cannot be faulted for resulting concerns from the evidence available so far. Okay, let me write as resulting. Let us listen to Amrita. Resulting. So she says, Amrita says, WHO, which takes a global view of the crisis, cannot be faulted for resulting concerns from the evidence available so far. I would say it is showing. I don't have a better word, sorry for that. Let us check the answers at the last. For showing concerns from the evidence available, so resulting concerns, evidence available so far. It has also warned that the pandemic cannot be over until all regions of the world are sufficiently vaccinated, and that economic inequity continues to be a driver of the pandemic. So it means WHO. It has also warned. So it should be like regularly. Are you getting me? What I'm saying? Freshening. Vignesh says 12 is freshening. Cannot be faulted for freshening concerns. Good one. I have chosen as showing. I don't know why, but freshening is good option. So freshening concerns. Just a moment, students. I have to. Previously, okay. So Amrita Rina says it has also previously warned. Previously, so if it were previously, we could have chosen like it had also previously warned. You're right. Am I right or wrong? It had also. So please don't delete your answers. Constantly, wonderful answer. Nisha Nandini says constantly. So this is a very good answer, I guess. Constantly, previously, priorly. Amrita says priorly. So if it were priorly, we could have chosen like it had, but it has. So constantly is a very good answer, I would say. So let us choose an answer as constantly. Constantly, and another answer could be regularly, which I am saying. Okay, fine. Nitish Kumar says completely. Completely has also completely. That's fine. I'll choose that answer as well. Completely is a good answer. But I won't neglect priorly because it should have been had. Okay. So it has previously, it has also constantly warned that the pandemic cannot be over until all regions of the world are sufficiently vaccinated, and that economic inequity continues. Inequity means non-equality. You can understand that. Continues to be a driver of the pandemic. The coronavirus, while in its infectiousness, affects nations indifferently. So 14 should be the coronavirus, while in its infectiousness. Okay, so it says while. Please understand this. While. So it shows some continuously or consistently. Vignesh is a good answer. So in 14 you see the coronavirus, while in its infectiousness affects nation differently. Please understand this. This is while. While shows a contradiction. While in its infectiousness affects nations differently. So it should be something like equitable or equal. This kind of word should be there, right? Equal or equitable. The coronavirus, while equitable in its infectiousness, means it affects everyone equally, but it affects nations differently. Understood? The richer ones can afford to temporal. 14 is temporal. Okay, fine. It's a good answer. Temporal means I would say it is like a temporary kind of thing. Temporal. It's fleeting. I understand that. So temporal is a good answer. Don't worry, I'll compare all the answers. Don't worry. Okay. Temporal in its infectiousness affects nations differently. The richer ones can afford to dash the consequences of the. Okay. The richer ones can afford to handle or kind of face or kind of manage. See, I've given 3 words for this. The richer ones can afford to handle, manage, face. Any more words from you? Peak. Nitish Kumar, your answer for 15, I guess, right? The richer ones can afford to peak the consequences. I'm not sure. Manage, handle or face, I would say. So for 15 number, in my opinion, would be face, handle, manage. Any more words if you have? Okay. So let the answer be handle, manage, face. Fine, 15 number. Should we move ahead? Withstand. Withstand is a wonderful word. Wonderful. Withstand the consequence of. It's a great word, no doubt. So let us have this as with 15 number as withstand. Withstand. Very good word. We don't know what the answer we have in store. Once we come to know the answer, we may be shocked, right? So let us face the music. So face, handle, withstand, face, overcome. Yes. So I don't remember all the names. Face is a good answer. Withstand, face, overcome. Very good, Amrita. Very good. I hope I remember all the names. Amrita Rina says overcome. Okay, overcome is the best option. Can afford to overcome the consequences. Yes, you're right. Let us move ahead to the next segment. In fact, the last one, the last part of the passage, then we'll discuss the answers. So just about half of the world has been fully vaccinated. Just about half of the world. Okay, Nisha Nandini says cope up with. Okay, Nisha Nandini, it is like cope with. Cope up with is incorrect. Please understand this. Cope with is the correct answer. Cope up with is incorrect. So when you say they can cope with the problems, you don't say they can cope up with the problems. So your answer is good one. But let it be cope with and not cope up with. Please understand this, okay? So should we move ahead? Nishan, your attempt is good, but it should be cope with, not cope up with. Fine. Let's move ahead, okay. A dose of realism. Just about half of the world has been fully vaccinated. Unfortunately, so far, the available vaccines are only equipped to protect against disease rather than infection. So the passage says half of the world has been vaccinated, but so far the available vaccines are only equipped to protect against the disease rather than infection. So WHO must use its what? Dash to continue to dash vaccination and step in. This is a tricky one. So here 17 number is for sure. 17 number is for sure. I'll ask the answer for 17 number. Yes. Somebody has given an answer. Influence or effect. Must use its influence. I'll choose this answer at one go only. So my answer was par. Let us not go to 16 first. Let us go to 17 first. WHO must use its influence. Is a very good answer. So let me mark 16 as influence. To continue to increase vaccination or a kind of execute. So 17 in my opinion would be execute or increase, or execute is my answer. You can have a better answer. So 16 is influence. So WHO must use its influence, or in my case it would be like expertise, resources, knowledge. Knowledge I won't say would be a good answer, but resources, okay. Encourage which one? 17. Okay, 17 is encourage. Execute, encourage. Very good. Use its influence to encourage vaccination and step in with advice and expertise. 16 is influence. In my case, it was power, I guess. Power. Vignesh says encourage or increase or uplift. Uplift vaccination. I think encourage is very good answer. Increase vaccination is a good answer. Execute, in my opinion, was correct. Regulate. Oh, very good. 17 is regulate. Very good. So 16 would be must use its power to influence to continue its to influence or encourage or uplift. Okay, fine. And step in with advice and expertise to help countries access necessary doses and bear upon governments means call upon, or bear upon means to guide the governments to do more to meet vaccination targets. Framing the pandemic as a war that humanity must win was useful to dash the development of vaccines. 18 number anyone? 17 ratify. Wait. Continue to ratify vaccine. Ratify means when you give rate to someone, like you give somebody a stature, I would say. Ratifying someone would be to make them, giving some standards, like for example, if I say I would like to ratify you, so I'll give you some standard that you get 8 out of 10. So I'll ratify you, ratify your performance. That's the actual thing. So ratify 70 is a good attempt, but ratify would be not be the best answer. Encourage or uplift is better, I think. I would have chosen execute, right? So execute. So WHO must use its influence to continue to execute vaccination and step in with advice and expertise to help countries access necessary doses and bear upon governments to do more to meet vaccination targets. Framing the pandemic as a war that humanity must win was useful to dash the development of vaccines. Framing the pandemic as a war that humanity must win was useful to dash the development of vaccines. So creating the aura of pandemic as a war that humanity must win was useful to expedite means kind of no boost. You are saying trying to say speed up. Yes, Vignesh, speed up. Very good. It's a good answer. Speed up. Please don't mind my handwriting. Boost somebody. Ashwin says boost, improve, accelerate. Very good, Nishanandini. Accelerate is good answer. And boost is also good answer. So 18 would be like boost. Accelerate. Very good. My answer was expedite. Improve. 18 improve. Very good. So COVID future to expedite the development of vaccines. However, science, so it's a constitutional contradiction. However, science is not equipped yet to predict the future dash of the coronavirus. Future, what should it be? Future results or future effects. Science is not equipped yet to predict the future effect of the coronavirus. Am I right or wrong? Trajectory is wonderful, and my answer was like effect. Fine with it, no problem. COVID appropriate behavior, vaccines and accessible healthcare remain the only dash defenses. Only effective defenses. So finally what the author wants to say is COVID appropriate behavior, vaccines and accessible healthcare remain the only best defenses, the only effective defenses. So my answer would be effective. Let's see the answers. In case of, Mr. Nisit Kumar said in case of. I didn't get you, Mr. Nisit Kumar. 20 available. Okay, fine. Remain the only available defenses. Fine. Let's call it a day. I'll go to the answer section and let us see what has happened. See, I know it. I accept that it's a well prepared drama. You know that, right? I already read the passage. But I wanted something which I thought was the answer, right? And I expect the same from you. So let us go ahead and see the answers, okay? Okay. So the first answer is, just tell me if you're right. 20 is a successful, good answer. So first answer was meeting, if you remember, right? Meeting, or if you just tell your answers again. So first answer is like briefing. Meeting was the answer. Gathering was the answer. So we are close to that briefing. You understand that? Second one, if you remember, was registered, recorded, reported. So we are close to that, no doubt in that. Everybody is close to that. Whoever was answering from the beginning was close to that. Next was the first traces were identified. Somebody says identified, if I remember correctly. So I said found, so identified, somebody says, I don't remember the name, I'm sorry for that, but identified was 100% correct. And some countries were relaxing, I said, right? So it was easing, not a problem. It was easing is a good answer. Easing the guidelines, if you remember. And that generates causes. Those were the answers we got. So I think it is poses was the answer. We'll read the passage again. No, don't worry about that. We'll read the passage again. Poses. Then it was something like sufficient measure. So it was adequate measure according to the author. Somebody said the answer as enough. Somebody said as enough. So my answer was sufficient. So it is adequate. Then came the necessary thing. I don't remember necessary. Yeah, important. I said important. The dose was not. Let me go back. Let me go back the passage. Yeah, he underlined the narrative that preventing transmission is no longer possible and no longer important. And the answer was what? 7 number. Necessary. So important, necessary, effective, whatever you say. Next 8 number, we had an answer called accepting, noting. Some answers were like that. So evidence is the correct answer. I think you must remember that. So reporting this one. Next came the answer as figures. The figures show that. So it was evidence from my end. Yes, Vignation, acceptable or credible or reliable. Very good. So 10 number is applicable. 11 is criticism. I said scorn. Scorn means the condemnation or scorn. So the answer is criticism. I think this guy called Vignesh answered as criticism. Next 12 number answer was showing, which I selected as showing. It is airing. Then 13 number regularly, constantly. Somebody said the answer. I don't even have to see it again. It was like constantly, regularly, or so this was consistently actually, constantly and regularly. Next was very interesting one in which we had, I'll go back to the 14 number question. Wait, 14 number. Okay. The coronavirus, while we said as temporal, equitable, equal, and the answer is secular. Wonderful answer. So 14 is like secular. So the passage said that the coronavirus was equitable, means equal to everyone, right, in its infectiousness. So the answer was secular. Great answer, no doubt in that. So let's have the next part, secular. Then 15 number was like face the problem. So the answer is bear. Bear the problem means to face the problem. So the answer was bear. The author had a different perspective, but we can be better than the authors, so no problem in that. 16 was influence. Yeah, I think this guy influence, who said, let me check. Fine. So influence is the correct answer. Power and influence were there. Then 17 number, the answer was execute. Okay, let us go back to 17 number question. So 16, we use its influence to execute vaccination, and it was encouraged. So I think Nishit was right. Nishit Kumar was right. Nitish Kumar. 17. Now let's go to 18 number. 18 is accelerate. Yeah, very, very well you answered. Speed up. Somebody said increase. Accelerate. Somebody said accelerate. Yeah, Athira says accelerate, speed up. Improve was also close. So accelerate. And last one, trajectory. Yeah, somebody said trajectory, I remember. Well, it was Vignesh, I said. Yeah, Vignesh. Very good. So it's trajectory. And last one was credible, which we chose as effective. I'm sorry, guys. I just went to the last page. So as effective, 20 effective defenses, and the answer was credible defenses. Okay. So we have learned a great deal of how to apply words, I guess. The timings have changed, I'm sorry, because of some practical reasons. So I would be available only at 7 p.m. in the evening. In fact, I was 1 minute late, I guess, right? 1 or 2 minutes late. So our classes will be available from 7 p.m. Practical reasons were there. So I hope you enjoyed the session a lot. Thank you so much. We'll meet tomorrow at 7 p.m. So Monday to Saturday, 7 p.m. is a fixed timing. You need not worry, I'll be available and we'll discuss some passage, sometimes a closed test, sometimes questions based on the passage, sometimes rearrangement of the passage. I hope you enjoy the session. You can comment here. Thank you so much.